we're all good? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So first I'll start by saying happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope everyone is ready for the holiday season. By mayoral decree, calories do not count on Thanksgiving, so have at it. I also want to encourage you and everyone who watches in our television viewing area to shop local. We have so many great local shops in and around Baltimore that I hope people take advantage of. You'll have a chance to show people not just how much you care, but really share the character of our great city when you shop local. So I would encourage you to do that. And with that, I will open up for questions.
Do you guys defer the policy on take-home personal use of city-owned vehicles? Do you know why? And
So Council President Young had some concerns about the recommended change. I was very clear that this change was to ensure that the city stays compliant with the federal tax regulations. So I think there's some questions that he has that my administration, my team is, we will address those concerns, and my hope is that the policy will move forward.
What's the recommended change?
Good morning. I'm Henry Raymond, Director of Finance. Essentially, the changes are updates to the compensation requirements for having the use of take-home vehicles as it relates to the tax issues for fringe benefits having a vehicle. Yes. That's it. So what we did is we updated it so that the city is in compliance with the applicable IRS regulations.
but this change wouldn't govern the way a person uses or how they can take the vehicle. It has to do with tax.
Yes. You're welcome.
Mayor, in reference to the letter that the congressional representative sent and your response to it, how do you respond to what is likely to be going around the minds of critics of current police practice, et cetera, and who are very eager to see some reform? How do you respond to the criticism that the city might be trying to run out the clock?
I'll say that there's very little I can do that does not receive criticism. A lot of times it's informed criticism, and a lot of times it's uninformed criticism. I would say that in many jurisdictions, the determination or arrival at a consent decree has taken many, many months and sometimes years, because it is a very complex process. That is, it is very important to get right. We've been working around the clock. I have people working every single weekend on this. We've been working and been in constant contact and collaboration and communication with the Department of Justice to ensure that we get this right. I understand the concerns about the change in administration. That doesn't change the facts. And it's just like you can be very, you can have a cake baking in the oven and really want it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to cut down the cooking time. It takes time to prepare, and that's what we're doing.
Madam Mayor, the city hired an outside firm to help with negotiations because the deadline was missed because the negotiations haven't been reached yet. Has this firm lived up to the expectations you had for it when it was hired?
We set a goal, an ambitious goal, because Baltimore is one of the only cities that asked for a pattern and practice investigation. We set an aggressive goal because I was very clear with the Department of Justice up front that I believe that we need to reform the department. We weren't squabbling about the fact that there were changes that needed to be made. We set an ambitious goal because I am very intentional about improving the department, how it operates, how we work with and for the citizens of Baltimore. That does not change the complexity of the work that's being done, and we have to get it right.
What do you anticipate may happen after January 20th with a completely new administration in Washington and in the Department of Justice? I mean, has there been discussion about that as to what happens to one of these pending consent decrees?
I'm sure there's been discussions within the Department of Justice about what happens. Our focus within the city, our internal focus is on moving forward thoroughly, completely, swiftly to get an agreement, to get a signed agreement. We're not focused on what's going to happen on the 20th. We're focused on getting the work done to get this right.
What role does the cost of implementing the reforms play in terms of reaching an agreement?
I mean, it's one of the ingredients. It's definitely in the mix. It doesn't control the negotiations, but you wouldn't. I've done too much in this city to be fiscally responsible, to increase the bond rating to the highest it's been in over 40 years, to start to be fiscally irresponsible now. We have to consider it, but it's not going to determine whether or not we reach an agreement.
Madam Mayor, more than 30 days ago, we sent in a public information request to your office asking for documentation on the verbal and physical threats that Ken Burns made to you and your staff. We haven't gotten an official response back yet. Why is that?
I have no idea. I do not handle public information requests at all.
What kind of documentation is there laying out the physical and verbal threats that were made?
I have no idea.
Why is that?
I don't keep the documents.
Next question.
I would suggest that you address those same questions to his employer.
Next couple.
Can you tell us what you're going to do after December 6th?
I will repeat my last answer to you, which is I hope that you will lose interest in what I'm doing after December the 6th.
Are you still going to hold weekly press conferences?
Absolutely, right here.
Right.
Right here. I'm going to come right here, 10 o'clock every week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, folks?
Thank you.
Thank
Have a nice
you.
holiday.
Thank you. You too.